to see what they like and to see if they are um, comfortable in one position rather than the other, and just see if that helps. The next thing I'm going to talk about is cracked nibbles. Like TMI, but it is a thing, and it's like an extremely serious thing. I had problems with cracked nipples when I first started breastfeeding, just because like my body wasn't used to breastfeeding. It was a new thing. I didn't know what to do. Like my nipples were really sensitive at first, and cracking definitely was a thing for me. Um, if you don't have a lot of money and you can't afford to buy products and other things to help soothe your nipples, one thing that you can do is hand express breast milk under your hand and then just rub it on your nipples. I know it's really weird to talk about it and like really weird to like think that you would do, but it does help. It helps a lot because it's natural. I mean, just like how it helps with baby acne and baby scars and diaper rash. I mean, it is like a natural baby and just all in all, anything healer. And if you can afford to buy products and test different things, I mean, definitely do that. The thing that I found that worked best for me and my cracked nipples was the Lancino cream. Let's see, it says Lancino. It's lanolin. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. HPA lanolin cream. It says it soothes and protects sore, cracked nipples. World's purest lanolin, safe for mom and baby, 100% natural, preservative free. Number one, baby recommended by lactation consultants. So, I mean, and this stuff literally is the crap. I mean, this works wonders on nipples. I mean, it just, like, it's kind of got like a weird texture to it, and it is baby safe, like it is edible for children, but yeah, I mean, just squirt some on your finger after you're done breastfeeding, just rub it on there, and make sure that you get it on there really good. Stick a breast pad to your breast just because you don't want it to get all over your bra, and yeah, I mean, it will show results relatively very soon because it helps very fast. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is biting. Biting has been a very hard thing for Liam and I because he has like 6 going on his 7th tooth and he likes to bite. It's a very hard thing to overcome. And, I mean, the best thing that you can do is kind of like to introduce a little bit of discipline. And I mean, don't hit your kid hard. Don't spank them, don't holler at them because they're so little they do not understand. But with Liam, what I do when he breastfeeds and he bites me, and like I don't do it unless it's to the point where like I flinch and it hurts that bad. Because sometimes he'll just do a reaction out of me, and if I ignore it, like he won't do it again. But if it hurts bad enough that like I feel like I'm in pain, then all I do is I just tap his mouth like this, just lightly tap it enough for them to be like, hey, like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Tell them, no, you do not bite mommy. And then you set them down on the floor and then you let them cry. I mean, or you just, like, let them be. Don't pick them up right away. Give them a minute or two just so that they know, like, hey, if I do this, I can't have the boob. And that should help. But, I mean, with Liam, it doesn't help at all because he just, like, laughs at me when I do it. Or he, like, cries and then 2 seconds later, bam, he'll do it again. Another thing that you could try is like biting them back. And I know this sounds like child abuse or something, but I mean, don't do it to the extent that you're going to leave like huge indents in your child's skin. I mean, I just bite him like as like a playful type of bite, you know what I mean? As of like, hey, if you bite me, I'm going to bite you. Type of thing. And that has worked a couple times. I mean, I don't bite him hard by any means. I mean, I don't hurt my son. I don't do anything like that. But I have bitten him just like lightly on his, well, it kind of like depends because sometimes like he has his hands in my mouth. And, like I'll just bite him there like like, I don't know, it just kind of like depends, just like bite them lightly and tell them no. Like, we do not bite, and then put them down again and see if that helps. And I mean, there's so many other tricks that you can do out there, and so many other things that you can use for biting. But I mean, biting is definitely the hardest thing, in my opinion, to overcome. Okay, and so the next thing I'm going to talk about, sorry, I have a nice little list here so that I don't forget anything for you guys. The next thing that I want to talk about is producing, because a lot of moms say that they aren't producing enough, that their babies aren't getting enough, and that their baby is still hungry afterwards. And if your baby seems like he or she is still hungry afterwards, put them back on the boob. I mean, if they seem like they're still hungry, put them back on the boob. Because with breastfeeding, it's a supply and demand thing. Whatever you need, your body will make. Whatever that baby is hungry for, your body will make up for it. It will produce it. I mean, it might take 3 or 4, to 10 times or even a day, to catch up with it. But, and I mean, babies go through a lot of growth spurts. So just put them on the boob if they seem like they're still hungry, because what they need, your body will supply. It's a supply and demand type of thing. And if you just naturally are having a hard time breastfeeding, or not breastfeeding, sorry, producing, or want to start producing more, so that you can start pumping if you have to go back to work, etc. The best thing that I found that worked for me was fenugreek. It's 100% natural. You just take 2 capsules, like 1 to 3 times a day. I got the 500 milligram capsules. This is what it looks like. See, it's fenugreek. I mean, I got it from, I don't even know what it's called, but it's just like this little like naturalist store in the town that I live in, and it was only like $8. You know what I meant? It lasted me like a month, and it really, really helped boost my milk supply. But I mean, with that means that you have to pump, or you have to be breastfeeding in order for your supply to go up. And it actually says on here, I believe, that it will increase your milk supply by 110%, I think it is. Don't hold me to it, but it's something like that. It might not say in here, but yeah, I remember reading that somewhere. So I mean, yeah, it really helps. It honestly seriously does with producing. I mean, that is the number one thing that I would go to, and definitely recommend if you are looking to start producing more milk. The next thing I'm going to go on to is publicly breastfeeding. The publicly breastfeeding thing, oh my goodness, I can't talk, kind of goes along with the whole rude comments. I mean, publicly breastfeeding is not for everybody. I mean, some people just aren't going to be comfortable with it. Some people aren't going to be okay with it. Some people just don't like it. I mean, they're just, it just depends on people's opinions. And I mean, if that's what you believe in, then don't stop. I mean, like, I personally think that publicly breastfeeding is nothing to be ashamed of or shy about at all, because you see all these girls in short shorts or tank tops or t-shirts with their boobs hanging out. It's like, what is the difference of me using my breasts for something purposeful and feeding my child and not trying to flaunt them than someone dressing slutty per se or provocatively and showing off their breasts or their butt? It's just, I personally don't think that publicly breastfeeding is that big of a deal. I mean, it is natural, and it is, like something that people shouldn't be ashamed of or embarrassed about. I mean, I, for one, am not shy about it whatsoever. I will publicly breastfeed anywhere. And I mean, with that, I get a lot of people who won't make eye contact with me, who won't come over and talk to me while I publicly breastfeed, or will avoid me like the plague. And honestly, don't take it personal. I mean, like, that's okay. If that's how they feel, then let them feel that way. Don't feel different just because someone else doesn't like it. Breastfeeding is natural. It's okay. It's 100% human. I mean, animals in the wild breastfeed every day. I mean, puppies breastfeed off their moms and children see it. It's a natural thing that society and all reality really needs to get used to because, I mean, it's natural. It's nothing to be ashamed of or to hide. And definitely remember to have a positive attitude and stay strong about it. If you're okay with publicly breastfeeding, then stick to it. Don't let other people's opinion get in the way of it whatsoever, because if you stay strong, then you will get through it, and the people around you will get used to it, and the looks will stop coming so much, and it'll just get a whole lot easier. Trust me, it definitely will. So weaning is the last thing that I'm going to talk about. Weaning, I actually don't have that much experience in because Liam and I are actually working on that process right now. We just started about 3 weeks ago. The reason I want to wean is because he bites. And it's gotten to the point now where he bites so hard that sometimes he draws blood. And like I have scars on my nipples from it. And I feel like I reached my goal. My goal was 1 year, and I'm okay with the thought of being done breastfeeding. And he's shown signs of wanting to be done breastfeeding. Like, he doesn't want a nurse to go to bed anymore, and most of the time in the morning, he won't even want a nurse after his breakfast. He'll just want something to drink in a cup. So, I mean, he's been showing plenty of signs for that, and so I think that it's definitely something that we are ready for. With weaning, definitely wait for the signs for your little one. I mean, they'll show signs just like Liam did when they're ready to be done breastfeeding and ready to be weaned. Some children will do it all themselves. I mean, others, the parents will have to wean them at 2 years, or whenever you want to be done breastfeeding, It's all really just a decision between you and the baby and what you're comfortable with and what the baby is ready for. Liam, as of right now, only breastfeeds 2 or 3 times a day, which is really nice because he used to breastfeed multiple times, and I used to pump during work, and I don't have to pump anymore because I am not producing as much. With the weaning process, when you start weaning your little one off and they start not nursing as much, you will notice your milk supply goes down so fast, it's not even funny. I mean, mine is probably not even a third of what it used to be, because I can definitely tell when I've gone all night without breastfeeding, my breasts are not engorged like they used to be. They aren't rock solid like they used to be. I mean, they feel full, but not like they used to be. And I mean, especially during the day, I can go all day without seeing Liam and during work, and then come and pick him up to breastfeed, and I just don't feel like there's much there for him anymore. And with stopping breastfeeding, it's okay to be done at any time. It's whenever you and your baby are ready for it. It's not when other people want to be done, and there is no rush to stop breastfeeding. There is no rush at all. And with the whole breastfeeding thing too, or back to publicly breastfeeding is most states in the US are breastfeeding friendly. So I mean, if you want to publicly breastfeed, go right ahead, because I want to say over half of them are breastfeeding friendly states, but I mean, you'd have to look it up. But yeah, anyways, those are my pieces of advice and my tips that I have for you guys. I hope that this video helps you in any way, shape, or form. I'm so sorry that it's so stinking long. I know that breastfeeding can be a difficult thing, and I'm just so happy that I can put this out there and hopefully help other moms like me. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because I will be doing probably more of these subjects more in depth shortly, just because I really want to get into some good advice videos, just because that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to start making YouTube videos in the first place. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. Bye.